Your job might pay you, but your growth pays you back for life. Think about that for a second. Most people give everything to their job, time, effort, energy, yet they forget to give the same effort to themselves. They wake up tired, rush to work, follow orders, meet goals, and repeat the same cycle for years. But here's the truth. Your job can replace you tomorrow, while your growth can't be replaced by anyone. This isn't about quitting your job, it's about waking up to what really matters. If your job is growing and you're not, that's not success, that's self-neglect. Real progress happens when you start building you, not just your career. In this video, I'll show you why putting personal growth first changes everything. Your mindset, your income, your peace, your future. Watch this till the end, because once you get this right, you'll never let your job define your life again. Number 1, stop giving all your energy to a job that drains your potential. When you wake up every morning and drag yourself to a job that leaves you tired, stressed, and unfulfilled, something inside you starts to fade. It's not just your energy that's being drained, it's your potential, your creativity, and your sense of purpose. You start living on autopilot, just going through the motions, convincing yourself that this is what life is supposed to be. But deep down, you know it isn't. You can feel it every time you stare at the clock, waiting for the day to end. You can feel it every Sunday night when that heavy feeling hits your chest because you have to do it all over again tomorrow. That's not living, that's surviving. The truth is, most people give their best energy to their jobs and leave nothing for themselves. They wake up early, rush through the morning, pour everything they've got into tasks, meetings, and deadlines. And by the time the day ends, they're too drained to do anything that actually grows them as a person. They say they'll start reading, learning, working on that business idea, or exercising when they have more time. But time never appears because energy runs out first. And once your energy is gone, your dreams go with it. You have to ask yourself a simple question. Who are you working so hard for? Are you giving your best to a company that would replace you in a week if you left? Are you spending years proving your worth to a system that doesn't see your potential beyond your job title? Too many people mistake their job for their life's purpose. They think that as long as they have a steady paycheck, they're safe. But safety without growth is just slow decay. When you give all your energy to your job, you build someone else's dream and neglect your own. You trade your time, your effort, and your mental peace for a paycheck that keeps you comfortable enough to stay stuck. That comfort zone feels safe, but it quietly kills ambition. It tells you you're doing fine. But fine is not what you were born for. You were built to grow, to improve, to stretch your limits, and to find out what you're truly capable of. You have to start protecting your energy like it's your most valuable resource, because it is. Energy is what fuels your growth. When you spend all of it working for someone else's goals, you leave nothing to build your own. You have to learn to divide your effort. Give your job what it deserves, but save your best for yourself. When the workday ends, your real work begins the work of building your character, your mind, your relationships, and your future. Some people will tell you that your job defines who you are. That's not true. Your job is what you do, not who you are. You're not your title, you're not your company name, and you're not your paycheck. You're the person who decides how far you go, how much you learn, and how deeply you grow. The most successful people I've ever known were never the ones who stayed loyal to a job. They were loyal to their personal growth. They took what they could learn, they gained experience, and they kept moving forward. You might say, but Jim, I need this job. It pays the bills. That's fine. Keep the job. Be great at it. Be responsible. But don't give it your soul. Don't give it the part of you that dreams, that creates, that wants to explore. Keep that for yourself. When you leave the office, your time is yours. Use it wisely. You don't need to work 10 extra hours for someone else. You need to spend 1 solid hour every day improving yourself. Learn a new skill, read a book that makes you think, or plan a small step toward your goals. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens in consistent moments of personal investment. You don't have to quit your job to prioritize growth. but you do have to change your mindset. Start seeing your job as a temporary chapter, not the whole story. If your job drains you every day, it's a sign you've stopped growing there. You've mastered the routine, and now it's stealing your spirit instead of feeding it. You owe it to yourself to look beyond that. Ask, what's next for me? What do I really want to become? When you stop asking those questions, you stop evolving. Look around. Most people aren't unhappy because they have bad jobs. They're unhappy because they've stopped improving. They stopped investing in themselves years ago. They gave up on new skills, stopped dreaming, stopped building. They let their energy get consumed by endless tasks, office politics, and meaningless stress. The result? They wake up one day realizing they've been busy, but not fulfilled, productive, but not growing, earning, but not evolving. Personal growth is the foundation of happiness and fulfillment. When you grow, you feel alive. You start to see progress in how you think, how you react, and how you handle life. Growth builds confidence. It makes you less dependent on your job for validation. It gives you options. A person who grows daily never feels stuck because they know they can adapt. When you grow as a person, you become your own source of security. So, how do you begin to take your energy back? Start by setting boundaries. Your job doesn't deserve your evenings if your dreams are waiting for you there. When the workday ends, disconnect. Put your phone away. Stop checking emails and give your mind space to breathe. Use that time to focus on you. Work on your health, your skills, your mindset, and your goals. That's not selfish, it's smart. The better you become, the more valuable you are everywhere, including your job. Next, learn to recognize when your energy is being wasted. Notice the tasks that make you feel empty and the ones that excite you. Pay attention to how you feel at the end of the day. If you're constantly drained, you're living out of alignment with what matters to you. Real growth starts when you stop ignoring that feeling. Energy is feedback. It tells you when something needs to change. Don't silence it with entertainment or distraction. Listen to it and take action. The strongest people I've met weren't the ones with the biggest salaries or titles. They were the ones who decided their personal growth mattered more than their comfort. They studied while others watched TV. They built habits that sharpened their discipline. They took risks that scared them. They focused on learning, not just earning. And over time, they became the kind of people who didn't need to chase jobs. Jobs chased them. You can do the same. You can decide right now that you will not pour all your energy into a place that doesn't feed your soul. You can choose to give your best hours to your dreams, not just your employer. Start small if you have to. Wake up an hour earlier or stay up an hour later. Use that time to invest in yourself. Build something that's yours, a new skill, a business idea, a stronger mindset, a better version of you. Understand this. Your energy is not unlimited. You only get so much every day. Spend it wisely. Every hour you give to your job is gone forever. If that job isn't helping you grow, then at least make sure you're growing outside of it. Don't let your job consume the very thing that makes you unique, your potential to change, to improve, and to become extraordinary. And remember, no one will protect your energy for you. Your boss won't, your coworkers won't, and the company won't. They'll take as much as you give, because that's how it works. You have to be the one who says, this is enough. You have to decide that your well-being, your learning, and your future matter more than another hour at your desk. When you prioritize personal growth, you start to see life differently. You stop seeing your job as the center of your world and start seeing yourself as the center. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. You stop settling for being tired and start getting inspired again. You begin to feel alive in a way that no paycheck alone can give you. You were not born just to work. You were born to grow, to learn, to contribute, and to evolve. Work is a part of your journey, not the destination. The goal is not just to make a living, it's to make a life that's full of progress, purpose, and peace. A life that reflects your true potential, not your job description. So don't give all your energy to a job that drains your potential. Save some for your dreams. Save some for your growth. Save some for the person you're becoming. Because at the end of the day, Your job can be taken away, but who you become that stays with you forever. And when that day comes, when you've grown strong enough, skilled enough, and wise enough, you'll look back and realize that taking your energy back was the best decision you ever made. Because you didn't just build a career, you built yourself. And that, my friend, is where real success begins. Number 2, spend more time understanding yourself than impressing your boss. You spend so much time trying to make your boss happy that you forget what really matters you. You've built your days around what they think of you, how they see you, and whether they approve of your work. You rush to reply to messages, overthink every mistake, and chase that small nod of approval as if it defines your worth. But here's the hard truth. It doesn't. Their opinion of you is temporary. Your understanding of yourself lasts a lifetime. Every day, millions of people live on autopilot trying to prove their value at work. They stay late, skip breaks, and push through exhaustion just to be seen as dedicated. But inside, they feel lost. They don't even know what they truly want anymore. They've forgotten who they were before the job title, before the constant need to be recognized. They confuse being noticed with being fulfilled. And that's the trap. When your sense of value depends on someone else's approval, you lose control over your own life. The problem isn't working hard. Working hard is good. The problem is working hard for validation instead of growth. You're not here to spend your life earning someone's applause. You're here to understand what drives you, what inspires you, and what makes you come alive. The more time you spend understanding yourself, the less you depend on anyone else to tell you who you are. That's real power. You have to stop and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Are you working extra hours because you believe in what you're doing, or because you're afraid someone might think you're not doing enough? Are you saying yes to every task because you love contributing, or because you're scared of saying no? That's where self-awareness starts. When you stop chasing approval and start noticing your motives, you begin to take back control of your life. Most people don't realize how much of their energy goes into trying to impress others. They shape their words, their tone, and even their personalities to fit what their boss expects. They hide their opinions, suppress their ideas, and silence their doubts, all because they don't want to upset anyone in authority. But the more you hide your true self, the more disconnected you become from who you really are. You start to feel like a stranger inside your own life. That's not ambition, that's fear wearing a professional smile. Understanding yourself means being honest about what you need, what you believe, and what you want out of life. It means recognizing your patterns, your strengths, and your weaknesses without shame. It means asking the tough questions. What kind of life do I want to live? What values do I stand by? Am I working toward my dreams or someone else's expectations? When you take the time to understand yourself, your confidence starts to grow. You stop needing external validation to feel good about your work. You stop waiting for your boss to tell you that you're doing well because you already know when you're doing your best. You become more grounded, more focused, and more authentic. That's when people start noticing you for the right reasons, not because you're desperate to please, but because you're true to who you are. Think about it. When was the last time you did something just for your own growth? Not for a performance review, not for recognition, but for your own development as a person. When was the last time you sat alone and reflected on where you're going and why? Most people never do. They fill every spare moment with noise, emails, meetings, scrolling, and small talk. They're scared of silence because silence forces them to face themselves. But that silence is where growth begins. That's where you start hearing your own thoughts again. You can't build a strong life on weak self-awareness. If you don't understand your own values, you'll end up following someone else's. If you don't know what matters most to you, you'll spend your life chasing what matters to others. And if you don't understand what you need to be happy, no job, no boss, and no paycheck will ever satisfy you. Understanding yourself isn't just emotional, it's practical. It's how you make better decisions, set healthier boundaries, and build a life that fits you instead of one that drains you. You might think that impressing your boss will open doors, but real opportunities come from clarity, not compliance. When you understand your own goals, you can align your work with your purpose. You can speak up for what's right, take risks that matter, and bring ideas that have meaning. People respect authenticity far more than they respect fear-driven effort. The truth is, bosses change, companies change, but you're with yourself for life. The more you invest in understanding who you are, the stronger you become in every environment. It's time to stop confusing approval with growth. Approval feels good, but it fades fast. Growth might feel uncomfortable, but it lasts. You can't build a meaningful life by constantly seeking to be liked. You build it by knowing yourself deeply and standing for what you believe in. Some people will like you for it, others won't. But you'll sleep better at night knowing you didn't lose yourself in the process. Start spending time alone with your thoughts. Reflect on your day, your actions, and your decisions. Ask yourself, did I do something today that made me proud of who I am? That question is worth more than any compliment you'll ever get. Take time to write down your goals, your fears, and your values. You can't change what you don't understand, and you can't understand what you never stop to examine. Learn to separate feedback from identity. Your boss can evaluate your performance, but only you can define your worth. Don't give anyone the power to decide how valuable you are. Feedback helps you improve, but it doesn't define your character. If you rely too much on others' opinions, you'll spend your life adjusting yourself to please them. Growth happens when you start working on yourself, not for applause, but for mastery. Understanding yourself also means understanding your limits. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to carry every responsibility to prove that you're dedicated. Overworking yourself doesn't make you stronger, it makes you disconnected. A person who understands their limits protects their peace, and peace is far more powerful than constant approval. When you know yourself, you stop chasing after validation because you start creating it from within. You build your own standards. You know what good work feels like. You know what balance feels like. You know what respect feels like. And you stop settling for less than that. That's when your confidence becomes unshakable, not because others say you're good, but because you know you are. If you want to make progress in life, stop managing impressions and start managing understanding. You'll never impress everyone anyway. People's opinions are temporary, inconsistent, and shaped by their own moods and biases. You can't build a steady life on something that changes daily. But when you understand yourself, you create stability from the inside out. You become the kind of person who stays calm under pressure, makes clear choices, and walks with purpose. Take a moment and imagine what would happen if you shifted even half of the time you spend trying to impress your boss into learning about yourself. Imagine the kind of clarity you'd gain about your goals, your relationships, your habits, your emotions. You'd stop living in reaction to others and start living in direction of your own design. That's what freedom looks like, not quitting your job, but quitting the need for approval. True fulfillment doesn't come from being praised. It comes from knowing you're growing. Every time you learn something new about yourself, you take back a piece of power you once gave away. You begin to understand why you react the way you do, why certain things drain you, and what truly motivates you. That awareness allows you to make better choices, to work smarter, and to live more intentionally. Your job can be a part of your growth, but it shouldn't own it. A good boss might guide you, but they can't understand you better than you can understand yourself. Their vision for you will always be limited by what serves the company. Your vision for yourself should go far beyond that. The goal isn't to be the perfect employee, it's to be a complete human being. Spend more time listening to your inner voice than waiting for someone else's praise. Take breaks not to escape work, but to reconnect with yourself. Walk, think, write, reflect. Notice how you feel when you work on different tasks. Pay attention to what excites you, what bores you, and what inspires you. Those are clues pointing toward your purpose. When you understand yourself deeply, you no longer fear losing a job or disappointing a boss. You start to realize that your worth doesn't depend on any of that. You become adaptable, confident, and free. You can walk into any room, any job, any challenge, knowing that you bring value because of who you are, not because of who you're trying to impress. That's the kind of strength that builds leaders, not followers. Leaders don't spend their time chasing validation. They spend it in self-discovery. They know that the greatest investment they can ever make is in understanding themselves. Once you have that clarity, you can face any challenge, work under any boss, and still remain grounded in who you are. So stop pouring your time and energy into being liked. Start investing it into being aware. Learn your values, define your boundaries, and build your life around them. Impressing others may earn you moments of recognition, but understanding yourself will earn you a lifetime of direction. That's how you move from being controlled by approval to being guided by purpose. You owe it to yourself to know you better than anyone else ever could. Because the day you understand yourself deeply is the day you stop needing to be understood by everyone else. That's when you finally start living not for applause, not for validation, but for growth, peace, and purpose. Number 3, choose growth that shapes your future, not routines that trap you. Every day, people wake up and fall into the same patterns. The alarm rings, the routine begins, and the day plays out just like the one before it. You get dressed, commute, do your tasks, come home, scroll through your phone, and go to bed. It feels safe, familiar, and predictable, but it's also slowly stealing your future. Routine without growth is a silent trap. It keeps you comfortable, but never fulfilled. You start to believe that the repetition is stability, but deep inside, you know you're standing still. Growth isn't found in repetition. It's found in challenge, change, and courage. Growth is uncomfortable because it forces you to question what you've accepted as normal. It makes you face your fears, your habits, and your excuses. But that's the point. Real growth doesn't happen inside your comfort zone. It happens the moment you step beyond it. You can't shape your future by repeating the past. If your daily actions look exactly the same as they did last year, then your results will too. And if nothing changes, nothing grows. You have to decide what kind of life you want. One that repeats itself, or one that evolves. Routine feels good because it gives you control. You know what to expect. You know what's next. But growth is what gives your life meaning. Growth adds depth, direction, and purpose. Without it, your days blend into each other. You wake up one day, realizing you've been busy for years, but not better for it. That's the danger of routine. It convinces you that motion is progress, when in truth, it's just maintenance. Every successful person you admire made a decision to outgrow their routines. They stopped living on autopilot and started living with intention. They asked, "Is this leading me where I want to go?" And if the answer was no, they changed it. Growth starts when you get honest with yourself. Are your habits helping you or holding you back? Are your routines building your future or keeping you from it? That's the question most people avoid, because it forces them to confront the truth about how they spend their days. Think about how much time people spend doing things that don't move them forward. They repeat the same actions, take the same routes, talk to the same people, and think the same thoughts. There's no growth there, only repetition. And repetition without reflection becomes a cage. It's a comfortable cage, but it's still a cage. To grow, you have to open the door and walk into the unknown. The unknown is scary because it has no guarantees, but that's also where opportunity lives. Choosing growth means choosing uncertainty over comfort. It means doing things you might fail at. It means learning skills that don't give you instant rewards. It means facing criticism, judgment, and self-doubt. But it also means freedom. The freedom to build a future that's truly yours. The routines you have today were built to serve who you used to be. Growth builds who you're becoming. Don't let yesterday's habits decide tomorrow's limits. The people who shape strong futures are the ones who never stop learning. They don't wait for motivation. They push themselves to expand their mind, challenge their beliefs, and upgrade their ability. They try new things, not because they're easy, but because they make them stronger. They know that every time they grow, they become more capable of shaping their destiny. That's the mindset that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. You have to train yourself to value growth more than routine. Ask yourself, what can I learn today that my future self will thank me for? Maybe it's reading instead of watching another episode. Maybe it's learning a new skill, having a meaningful conversation, or making a hard decision you've been putting off. Growth doesn't always look big. Sometimes it's small, daily acts of courage. Every time you choose growth over habit, you're building a future that's different from your past. But growth also requires sacrifice. You can't keep all your routines and expect a new life. You have to let go of patterns that no longer serve you. That means saying no to comfort, distractions, and excuses. It means breaking the cycle of good enough. Good enough keeps people average. Growth demands more. It asks you to give up who you are today for who you could become tomorrow. That's not easy, but it's worth it. When you choose growth, you start seeing life as a journey, not a loop. You stop measuring your worth by how busy you are and start measuring it by how much you've improved. You realize that every challenge is a chance to rise. Growth teaches you patience, discipline, and resilience. It teaches you to think long-term instead of chasing quick comfort. It gives you vision, and vision is what shapes your future. The biggest danger of routine is how quietly it kills ambition. It makes you settle for fine. You stop dreaming because dreaming feels unrealistic compared to the safety of the familiar. You convince yourself that now isn't the right time to change, that you'll grow later when things calm down. But later never comes. Life doesn't slow down. It just fills with more of the same. If you don't make time for growth, routine will make time for regret. You have to create space in your life for progress. Wake up earlier if you have to. Spend your evenings doing something that challenges you mentally or emotionally. Seek out new environments. Talk to new people and expose yourself to new ideas. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's a choice you make every single day. It's uncomfortable at first, but the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. You start craving it. You start needing it. And once that happens, routine can never trap you again. The most dangerous sentence you can say is, "This is how I've always done it." That's the moment growth stops. The moment you stop questioning, stop learning, stop stretching. Growth-minded people ask, is there a better way? They don't cling to routines just because they're familiar. They reinvent themselves constantly. That's how you stay relevant, confident, and alive. Choosing growth doesn't mean you abandon all structure. It means you use structure to serve your development, not limit it. Build routines that feed your future, not just fill your day. If you work out, don't just repeat the same exercises. Challenge your body in new ways. If you read, don't just read what's comfortable. Study something that challenges your beliefs. If you work, don't just do your tasks. Find ways to grow your skills. Every routine can either evolve or expire. Choose to evolve. And remember, the future isn't built in one big moment. It's built in small choices that stack over time. The choice to learn when others rest. The choice to reflect instead of repeat. The choice to face discomfort instead of hide from it. Every one of those choices shapes who you become. Your future is not something that happens to you, it's something you grow into. You'll never regret growing. You might regret wasted years, wasted chances, and wasted energy, but you'll never regret improving yourself. Growth makes life meaningful because it gives you proof that you're becoming more than you were yesterday. That's what makes people come alive. Not the paycheck, not the title, not the comfort, but the feeling of progress. So stop letting routines trap your potential. They're not chains you're stuck with. They're patterns you can redesign. Decide what kind of person you want to become, and build habits that lead you there. Make your daily actions match your future, not your fear. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a commitment to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. The truth is, you either shape your life, or your routine shapes it for you. One leads to growth, the other leads to repetition. One gives you freedom, the other gives you comfort. And at the end of your life, comfort will never feel as satisfying as growth. Choose growth, the kind that stretches your limits, expands your mind, and builds your future into something you can be proud of. Number 4, ask yourself if your job is teaching you or just using you. There comes a time in every person's life when they have to pause and ask themselves a hard question. Is my job teaching me anything? Or is it just using me? That question can be uncomfortable, but it's also one of the most important you'll ever ask. Too many people go years, sometimes decades, without asking it. They wake up, go to work, do the same things every day and convince themselves that staying busy means they're moving forward. But busyness isn't progress, and repetition isn't learning. You see, a good job challenges you. It stretches your skills, sharpens your thinking, and pushes you to grow beyond what you thought you could do. Teaches you how to communicate better, manage your time better, and think more critically. A job that teaches you gives back. It invests in your development while you invest your effort. But a job that uses you only, it drains your energy, your creativity, and your confidence, leaving you tired and uncertain about where your future is heading. It's easy to confuse loyalty with growth. You might tell yourself that staying in a job for years shows commitment. But if those years aren't making you better, what are they really doing for you? A company that values your growth will give you opportunities to learn, even when it costs them time or resources. A company that only values your output will take as much as it can until you have nothing left to give. That's why you need to be brutally honest with yourself about what your job is doing to you. If your job teaches you, you feel alive at the end of the day. You come home tired but proud. You can look back and say, I learned something today. You feel like your mind is expanding, like you're becoming sharper, wiser, and more capable. But if your job is using you, you come home drained and numb. You sit there trying to recover enough just to go back tomorrow. You stop learning. You stop improving. You start shrinking into routine. And eventually, you lose the spark that made you ambitious in the first place. A job that teaches you encourages you to think independently. It gives you space to try, fail, and learn. It allows you to express ideas without fear. But a job that uses you trains you to follow orders blindly. It punishes mistakes instead of teaching from them. It expects obedience over curiosity. You become a cog in a system rather than a mind with potential. When that happens, you're not growing, you're surviving. And surviving for too long turns into settling. Every person deserves to be in an environment that helps them evolve. The moment your job stops challenging you, it starts controlling you. It makes you dependent on it because it gives you comfort. But comfort without learning is dangerous. It gives the illusion of stability, while quietly eroding your ability to adapt. You stop updating your skills, and before you know it, the world changes faster than you do. The market moves on, and you're left wondering how you fell behind. That's not bad luck. It's the result of letting yourself be used instead of taught. Ask yourself, are you learning new things at work? Are you growing as a person? Are you gaining knowledge that will serve you in 5 years? Or are you just repeating the same year 5 times in a row? That's a tough truth for many people to face. But if the answer is that you've stopped learning, it's time to take back control. Growth doesn't always mean leaving your job, but it does mean changing your approach to it. If your workplace doesn't challenge you, you have to challenge yourself. Start by taking ownership of your learning. Don't wait for your company to offer you training. Read, research, ask questions, and explore areas that interest you. Growth is your responsibility, not your employer. If you keep waiting for someone else to teach you, you'll spend your life following. But if you start teaching yourself, you'll always stay ahead. A job that truly values you will notice that mindset. It will support your curiosity, not suppress it. But if you find that your job discourages curiosity, limits your learning, and keeps you stuck in repetitive tasks with no room to grow, then it's using you. It's using your time, your energy, and your need for security. It's using your fear of change to keep you quiet. And that's the truth too, many people avoid facing. They tell themselves, I can't leave. I need this job. But the truth is, you need growth more than you need comfort. Comfort feels good today, but growth prepares you for tomorrow. The purpose of work should be to make you stronger, not smaller. A job that teaches you will test your limits and sometimes make you uncomfortable. But that's how progress feels. You'll stumble, you'll learn, you'll adapt, and you'll get better. But a job that uses you will do the opposite. It will keep you busy, doing things you could do with your eyes closed. It will reward you for compliance instead of creativity. And the longer you stay, the more it convinces you that this is normal. But normal doesn't always mean right. If you've stopped learning, it's not too late to change that. You can start right where you are. Look for lessons in what you're already doing. Ask deeper questions. Study the systems around you. Observe people who are ahead of you and learn what they do differently. Every situation has something to teach, but you have to be awake enough to notice it. The problem isn't that lessons don't exist. It's that too many people have stopped looking for them. Don't confuse experience with growth. Doing the same thing for 10 years isn't 10 years of growth. It's 1 year repeated 10 times. Growth is when your understanding deepens, your awareness sharpens, and your confidence expands. If your job isn't giving you that, it's not helping you evolve. It's just keeping you busy. And being busy without progress is one of the most dangerous traps of all. It's okay to outgrow a job. It's okay to say, this position has taught me what it could. Now I need to move forward. That's not disloyalty. That's maturity. Loyalty to your growth is more important than loyalty to a paycheck. You can respect your company and still choose yourself. The people who thrive in life are the ones who understand when it's time to learn more and when it's time to move on. You owe it to yourself to stay in environments that teach you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think differently. Work with those who bring out your curiosity. Choose projects that make you stretch. That's how you stay alive in your work. The goal isn't to just earn, it's to evolve. Money can run out, but wisdom compounds. What you learn today becomes the foundation of your future tomorrow. So stop and take a hard look at your situation. Are you learning new skills? Are you becoming wiser and more confident? Are you growing as a person because of what you do each day? If the answer is no, you're giving too much of yourself to something that's not giving back. You deserve better than that. Your job should be a classroom, not a cage. It should build your future, not just buy your present. Every day you work should add to who you're becoming, not take away from it. That's how you know whether it's teaching you or using you. And if it's using you, it's time to wake up, stand tall, and start changing direction. Because your life is worth more than what you're being paid for. Number 5, invest in becoming a stronger thinker, not a tired employee. Most people spend years becoming efficient workers, but very few become powerful thinkers. They learn how to complete tasks, meet deadlines, and follow directions. But they never learn how to think beyond what's handed to them. They get so focused on doing that, they forget to keep growing mentally. The result? They become tired employees, hardworking, loyal, but mentally drained and stuck in repetition. You weren't built just to perform tasks. You were built to think, to create, and to understand how to shape ideas that move your life forward. Becoming a stronger thinker means stepping back and questioning what you do every day. It means asking why things are done the way they are and what could be done better. It's about developing your ability to see patterns, solve problems, and make smart decisions under pressure. Strong thinkers don't just react. They respond with clarity. They don't wait to be told what to do. They figure out what needs to be done. That's what separates a growing mind from a tired employee. Think about it. How often do you end the day feeling mentally drained but not mentally fulfilled? You've worked all day, but have you learned anything new? Have you grown sharper in your thinking, or just repeated the same mental motions over and over again? Being busy doesn't mean you're improving. Many people stay busy just to feel important. But the truth is, busyness without thought keeps you average. Real growth happens when you slow down enough to think deeply, question clearly, and act intelligently. Investing in your mind is the smartest decision you'll ever make. Everything in your life, your career, your finances, your relationships depends on how you think. A tired mind makes emotional decisions. A strong mind makes strategic ones. A tired employee works harder and harder, hoping things will change. A strong thinker changes the way they work and changes everything around them. To become a stronger thinker, you have to create space for thinking. Most people don't think, they react. They rush through the day, solving immediate problems without ever looking at the bigger picture. Thinking requires stillness. It requires reflection. It means turning off the noise and spending time with your thought. You can't think clearly when you're surrounded by constant distraction. You have to make time to think about your next move, your goals, and the lessons you're learning. Start by asking yourself real questions every day. What did I learn today? What could I have done better? What mistake am I repeating without realizing it? These questions strengthen your awareness. They force your brain to look deeper instead of drifting through routines. Thinking is a muscle. It grows when you use it intentionally. The more you question, the sharper you become. You also have to feed your mind with better material. Stop filling your head with junk that entertains but doesn't teach. Spend time reading, listening, and observing things that stretch your perspective. Learn about subjects outside your comfort zone. A strong thinker draws wisdom from everywhere, from people, books, experiences, and challenges. The mind becomes powerful when it's exposed to new ideas and forced to make sense of them. But thinking isn't just about collecting information. It's about connecting ideas and applying them. A tired employee can memorize instructions. A strong thinker understands principles. When you understand the why, you can adapt to any how. That's the difference between people who stay stuck and those who rise. Companies promote thinkers, not just workers. The world rewards those who bring new ideas, not just those who follow directions. A tired employee waits for permission. A thinker creates opportunity. A tired employee fears mistakes. A thinker learns from them. A tired employee works for recognition. A thinker works for mastery. The goal isn't to look busy. The goal is to think clearly and act wisely. When you shift your focus from effort alone to intelligent effort, everything changes. Your performance, your reputation, and your peace of mind. You have to protect your mental energy. Every notification, every meaningless conversation, every unnecessary task drains your capacity to think deeply. If your mind is always reacting, it can't create. That's why so many people feel exhausted. They never give their brains time to rest or reset. Strong thinkers know when to disconnect, reflect, and recharge. A rested mind solves problems faster than a tired one ever could. Learn to challenge your own beliefs. Don't just accept things because that's how it's always been. Growth starts when you stop agreeing with your old limitations. Thinkers question tradition and test assumptions. They don't argue for the sake of it. They seek truth. You grow mentally every time you prove yourself wrong. That's how wisdom forms. Not from being right all the time, but from being willing to change your mind when new evidence appears. Becoming a stronger thinker also means learning how to manage emotion. Tired employees get caught in frustration, irritation, and resentment. They take things personally and let stress control their judgment. Strong thinkers step back and evaluate. They understand that emotion clouds clarity. They don't ignore feelings, but they don't let feelings lead. They make decisions with both heart and reason. That balance makes them effective and respected. You must also learn to think independently. Stop relying on others to tell you what's possible. Stop letting people's opinions dictate your confidence. Thinking for yourself is not rebellion, it's responsibility. No one knows your potential better than you. No one can decide your direction but you. The world is full of noise, but your inner voice grows louder when you spend time listening to it. Another key to becoming a stronger thinker is observation. Pay attention to how people behave, how systems operate, and how decisions unfold. The world is a constant classroom for those who pay attention. Watch not just what people say, but how they act. You'll learn far more by observing patterns than by waiting for advice. A thinker doesn't just live life. They study it. To grow intellectually, surround yourself with people who make you think deeper, not people who drain your energy. Talk to those who challenge your opinions and inspire your curiosity. Strong thinkers seek conversations that expand their understanding, not ones that repeat the same complaint. The people you spend time with either sharpen your thinking or dull it. Choose carefully. Remember, thinking is hard work, and that's why so few people do it. Most would rather stay busy than think deeply, because thinking forces you to face truth. It makes you confront your fears, your mistakes, and your limitations. But that's where growth happens. Every time you think through a problem instead of avoiding it, you strengthen your mind.
Every time you take responsibility instead of blaming circumstances, you gain clarity. Don't let your mind become lazy. Don't let your thoughts be shaped only by what others expect. Invest in yourself by building the habit of thinking. Really thinking about your choices, your goals, and your future. Read more, question more, reflect more. Make it a daily practice to expand your understanding, even if it's just a little each day. Being a tired employee might earn you a paycheck, but being a strong thinker builds you a future. The world changes fast, and the people who survive those changes are not the hardest workers. They're the sharpest thinkers. When your body gets tired, your mind keeps you moving. When circumstances change, your thinking helps you adapt. When life gets difficult, your thoughts become your greatest tool. So don't spend your life chasing exhaustion in the name of success. Spend it mastering the skill of clear thought. A strong mind doesn't just handle pressure, it transforms it into growth. A tired employee waits for the weekend. A strong thinker builds a life they don't need to escape from. Train your mind to see possibilities, to connect ideas, to understand deeply. Because once you learn to think with strength and clarity, no one, not your boss, not your job, not your circumstances, can ever take that power away from you.
Number 6, build a version of yourself that doesn't rely on job titles. For too long, people have tied their identity to what's written on a name badge or an email signature. They build their confidence around job titles, promotions, and company positions, as if those things define who they are. But the truth is, a title is temporary. It can be given and taken away. The person you are underneath it, the skills you carry, the mindset you build, and the values you hold, those are what last. If your confidence disappears the moment your title does, then it was never real confidence to begin with. You have to build a version of yourself that doesn't collapse when your position changes. Too many people feel powerful only because of what's printed on a business card. They walk taller because of the label, not because of the person behind it. But when that title is gone, so is their sense of worth. That's why you need to invest in becoming someone whose value exists no matter where you go. You can change jobs, industries, or roles, but who you are should remain strong, adaptable, and confident. You are not your job. You are the person who brings something unique to every job. You are your ideas, your effort, your courage, and your character. When you start seeing yourself that way, you stop being dependent on what others call you. You stop needing validation from a title. You begin to move with quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be announced. Look around you. There are people who feel lost the moment their role changes. They introduce themselves by their title because they don't know how else to describe their worth. They fear losing status because status has become their identity. But those who build themselves beyond titles don't fear change. They adapt to it. They know that no job can define their future because their skills and mindset travel with them wherever they go. Building yourself beyond titles starts with clarity. You have to understand what you truly bring to the table. What are your strengths? What kind of value can you create? What skills make you valuable in any situation? When you can answer those questions clearly, you stop needing a title to feel important. You carry your value within you instead of wearing it like a badge. This also means building inner confidence instead of conditional confidence. Conditional confidence depends on recognition, compliments, and position. Inner confidence comes from discipline, growth, and experience. It's the difference between saying I am the manager and saying I am capable of leading. One can be taken away overnight. The other stays with you forever. Titles can be borrowed. Capability is built. Ask yourself honestly, if you lost your job title tomorrow, would you still feel proud of who you are? Would you still see yourself as valuable? Or would you feel like your worth disappeared with the title? That question reveals how much of your identity you've attached to external validation. The more your sense of self depends on a label, the less control you have over your life. Real control comes when you know your value from the inside out. It's not about rejecting success. It's about redefining what success means. A title might look impressive, but it doesn't always mean growth. Many people climb ladders only to find they were leaning against the wrong wall. They chase promotions because they think that's progress. But sometimes it's just comfort disguised as achievement. Growth isn't about how high you climb. It's about how strong you become. You can start building a stronger version of yourself right now. Begin
Begin by investing in your character. How do you handle pressure? How do you treat people when no one's watching? These things matter more than what's written next to your name. Build habits that make you reliable, honest, and consistent. These are qualities that will open doors even when titles close. Next, build skills that outlive your position. Learn to communicate clearly, think critically, and adapt quickly. Learn how to solve problems, manage your time, and work with different types of people. Skills like these never go out of style. They make you valuable in any environment, in any field, at any level. When you have real ability, you don't have to chase titles. They naturally find you. You also need to develop self-respect that doesn't depend on status. Too many people treat themselves well only when they feel successful. When they lose a position, they lose their self-worth. But the truth is, your worth doesn't disappear when circumstances change. You are still you. Your experiences, your lessons, and your effort are still intact. A job can end, but your personal growth doesn't. Stop using titles to measure yourself against others. Comparison is poison to growth. You might see someone with a higher position and feel behind, but you have no idea what trade-offs they made to get there. Some people sacrifice their health, relationships, or happiness for a title that doesn't even fulfill them. Instead of comparing, focus on building depth. Depth in skills, in understanding, in wisdom. Depth lasts longer than any title ever could. The real goal is to become the kind of person who brings value no matter the role. Someone who can lead without a leadership title, influence without authority, and contribute without needing recognition. That's real strength. When people trust your insight, respect your consistency, and admire your integrity, you've already built something more powerful than a job title. You've built a reputation. Remember, your title belongs to your company, but your identity belongs to you. Companies can restructure, positions can be removed, industries can change, but a strong, adaptable, and skilled person will always have options. Don't build your identity around something that can disappear. Build it around something you can carry for life. You can start by seeing yourself as a project, not a position. Every day ask, how can I grow today? What skill can I sharpen? What habit can I improve? When you focus on growth, you stop tying your worth to status and start tying it to progress. You begin to define yourself by how much you've developed, not by what you've been called. And don't forget, the most respected people in the world didn't build themselves by chasing titles. They built themselves by creating impact. They became known for their ideas, their leadership, their persistence, and their courage. Their titles changed many times, but their influence never depended on it. That's what you should aim for, to build something inside you that stays steady even when everything outside of you changes. The world is full of people who look important, but feel empty. They have the corner office, but not the peace of mind. They have the title, but not the respect. They built a career, but forgot to build themselves. Don't fall into that trap. Focus on who you are becoming, not what you are called. When you grow as a person, you'll never fear losing a title, because you'll always have something more valuable: yourself. One day the title you hold now will belong to someone else, but who you are, the knowledge, the attitude, the resilience you built, will still be yours. That's what matters. You're not just building a career, you're building a life. And the strongest foundation you can ever build is the kind that doesn't rely on what others decide to call you. Build yourself so powerfully that even without a title, you stand tall, confident, and unstoppable. Number 7. Use your free time to create skills your job ignores. Most people waste their free time trying to escape the pressure of work instead of using it to escape the limits of work. They spend their evenings scrolling through their phones, watching shows, or complaining about their jobs, while their potential quietly fades in the background. The truth is, your free time is not just rest time, it's growth time. It's the time you own completely. It's the part of your day that can either push you forward or keep you exactly where you are. Your job doesn't challenge you to grow, then your free time must. Every company trains you to be good at what they need, not always what you need for your own future. Your job teaches you how to meet deadlines, follow systems, and execute routines, but it rarely teaches you how to think independently, build your own brand, or design a life of freedom. That's your responsibility. The skills that will change your future are often the ones your job ignores. Skills like communication, emotional intelligence, creativity, leadership, and financial literacy. Those are the skills that give you control over your direction in life. Using your free time wisely is the difference between staying where you are and building a life on your own terms. You can't rely on your employer to prepare you for the next level. They're focused on getting results from you, not on helping you grow beyond them. If you don't invest in your own skills, your value stops where their needs end. And when their needs change, you're left behind. But if you use your free time to learn what they don't teach, you stay ahead no matter where you work. Think about how much of your day is spent making other people's goals come true. 8 or 9 hours building someone else's dream, following someone else's plan, and solving someone else's problems. That's fine. It's part of life. But the rest of your time should belong to you. The question is, what are you doing with it? Are you using it to build your own foundation, or are you giving it away to distractions that give you comfort but no progress? You don't have to spend every evening studying or working on something intense. Growth doesn't always look dramatic. It's about being intentional. Read something that feeds your mind instead of something that numbs it. Watch content that teaches, not just entertains. Practice a skill that will make you valuable beyond your current job. Small, consistent effort over time builds massive change. You'd be surprised what an hour a day can do for your future. Your free time is the most honest reflection of your priorities. Anyone can work hard when they're being paid, but how you use your unpaid hours shows how much you value yourself. Most people say they don't have time, but the truth is, they've just chosen comfort over growth. The people who succeed aren't the ones with the most time. They're the ones who use the time they have differently. They treat their evenings and weekends as personal development time, not recovery from life. You need to look at your free time as an investment account. Every skill you build during that time is a deposit into your future. Each new thing you learn multiplies your options. The more options you have, the more freedom you gain. A person with no additional skills is trapped. They depend on their current job to survive. But a person who keeps learning is free. They can move, adapt, and create opportunities anywhere. Focus on building the skills your job overlooks. Maybe your job doesn't require you to speak in public, but communication will open more doors than technical ability ever could. Maybe your job doesn't teach you about money, but learning how to manage and invest it will give you power your paycheck never can. Maybe your job doesn't care about creativity, but developing it will make you stand out in every room you walk into. The most successful people in any field are the ones who develop skills their environment didn't demand. Stop thinking of your free time as an escape from work. Start thinking of it as preparation for freedom. The goal isn't to work harder, it's to work smarter. If you spend all your energy making someone else rich but never invest in yourself, you'll always be replaceable. But if you build yourself, no one can replace that. Every skill you develop becomes part of your personal toolkit, something you can carry with you wherever you go. You don't have to change your life overnight. Start with one thing that interests you, even if it seems unrelated to your job. Learn something that gives you energy. Take a course. Watch tutorials, practice a new craft, or build something small on the side. It could be learning how to sell, how to write, how to lead, or how to create. The point isn't perfection. The point is progress. Every new skill you learn gives you another tool to build your own future. You'll notice something powerful once you start doing this. Your confidence grows. You'll stop feeling trapped by your job, because you'll know you have options. You'll feel a shift from dependency to independence. You'll start making decisions not out of fear, but out of clarity. And people around you will notice it. You'll move differently because you'll know you're becoming someone stronger every day. Many people stay stuck because their job has become their identity. They forget that work is supposed to be part of life, not the definition of it. The moment you start using your free time to build skills your job ignores, you take your identity back. You become more than an employee. You become a creator, a thinker, a problem solver, a student of life. And that's when real growth begins. There will be days when you're tired. You'll want to rest, and rest is important. But there's a difference between rest that restores you and rest that wastes you. Watching hours of meaningless content might distract you for a while, but it won't heal you or move you forward. Sometimes the best way to recharge is by learning something that excites you. Progress gives energy. Growth gives motivation. You don't need to wait for permission to grow. No one will come and tell you it's time to start building yourself. That's your responsibility. Waiting for your company to teach you everything you need to know is like waiting for the rain to make you strong. It never will. You become strong by planting and growing your own seeds. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you use just 1 hour a day to learn something meaningful. That's 365 hours of full-time work month invested in yourself. That kind of effort can completely change your future. You could master a new skill, start a business, earn certifications, or completely shift your career path. That's how transformation happens. Not in big moments, but in small, consistent acts of self-investment. Your job might not care if you grow outside of work, but your life will. The world changes too fast to stay still. The skills that make you valuable today may not be enough tomorrow. You need to keep evolving, and your free time is your training ground. Don't spend it being entertained. Spend it being educated, challenged, and inspired. The person who spends their free time learning, building, and growing eventually becomes unstoppable. While others are resting from work, they're working on themselves, and soon their effort shows. They think faster, act smarter, and move with purpose. They don't fear losing a job because they've already built the ability to create opportunities. So use your free time wisely. Don't let it slip away in distraction and comfort. That time is the most powerful resource you have to change your life. Build skills that make you independent. Learn things your job doesn't teach. Strengthen your mind, your habits, and your creativity. Because when you start using your free time for growth, you stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them.
Number 8. Grow your confidence so you never beg for opportunities again. Most people wait their entire lives for someone to notice them, to give them a chance, to open a door that proves they're worthy. They live hoping for permission to speak up, to lead, to grow, to be. But the truth is, the world rarely hands opportunities to those who wait. It gives them to those who create, those who move with confidence, even before the world believes in them. You don't need to beg for opportunities when you've built the confidence to make your own. Confidence isn't about arrogance or pretending to be better than others. It's about knowing your value so deeply that you stop chasing approval. It's about believing in your ability to learn, to adapt, and to contribute no matter the environment. A confident person doesn't wait to be chosen. They choose themselves. And once you reach that level, you'll never beg again, because you'll know your worth isn't up for negotiation. Confidence starts with self-trust. You have to believe that you can handle what comes. That belief doesn't come from luck or status. It comes from preparation and experience. You earn confidence by doing hard things, by keeping promises to yourself, and by showing up even when you don't feel ready. Every time you take action, you collect evidence that you're capable. Over time, those small wins build unshakable belief. Too many people mistake comfort for confidence. They feel secure in familiar situations, but that's not confidence. It's routine. True confidence is tested in the unknown. It's when you walk into new environments and still stand tall. It's when you face rejection but don't lose your voice. It's when you fail and still get back up with purpose. That's real confidence. And when you develop that kind of strength, the world can't intimidate you anymore. The reason people beg for opportunities is because they've forgotten their own power. They rely on others to validate their worth. They think that if they can just get noticed, everything will change. But here's the truth. When you build genuine confidence, you stop waiting to be noticed. You start producing results that can't be ignored. You become valuable, not because you asked for a chance, but because you prove that you can create value anywhere you go. Confidence grows through discipline. You can't think your way into it. You have to act your way into it. When you wake up early to work on yourself, when you push through doubt, when you learn something new instead of wasting time, your mind starts to respect you. Confidence is self-respect in action. Every time you follow through on what you said you'd do, you teach your brain that your word means something. That's how inner strength is built. You also have to stop comparing your journey to someone else's. Comparison destroys confidence faster than failure ever could. You start to believe you're behind just because someone else is ahead in their path, but their timing has nothing to do with yours. Confidence means trusting your own pace. It means knowing that your value doesn't decrease because someone else shines. The only person you need to outgrow is the person you were yesterday.
Many people think confidence comes after success, but it's the other way around. Success follows confidence. You have to believe in yourself before anyone else does. People sense when you move with conviction. They sense when you believe in what you say, and that energy attracts respect, trust, and opportunity. You can't fake it. You have to build it brick by brick through growth, preparation, and integrity. Stop begging for chances and start building proof. Instead of asking, will someone give me an opportunity? Ask, what can I create that shows I'm ready? Build something on your own. A project, a skill, a result. When you show what you can do, doors open naturally. Opportunities don't come to those who wait. They come to those who demonstrate capability. Confidence also grows when you stop being afraid of rejection. Rejection is just redirection. It's feedback, not failure. Every no teaches you something about how to improve. But people who lack confidence take rejection personally. They think it means they're not good enough. Confident people know that rejection doesn't define them. It refines them. They don't chase validation. They chase growth. To grow your confidence, start by doing what scares you in small doses. Speak up in meetings. Share your ideas. Try something new even if you're unsure. The first time will feel uncomfortable, but each repetition makes it easier. Confidence grows through exposure, not avoidance. The more you face what you fear, the less power it has over you. Eventually you realize you didn't need the fear. It needed you. You also need to control the way you talk to yourself. The most powerful voice you'll ever hear is the one in your head. If that voice constantly doubts you, tears you down, and repeats old mistakes, it will drain your confidence. You have to reprogram it with honesty and encouragement. Tell yourself the truth, but tell it with strength. Say, I'm not there yet, but I'm improving. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from progress. Confidence is also about boundary. When you have it, you stop settling for things beneath your worth. You stop accepting disrespect, underpayment, and undervaluation. You stop saying yes to everything just to be liked. Confident people protect their energy. They know that saying no to the wrong things creates space for the right ones. Begging disappears when you know your boundaries. The biggest difference between a confident person and a desperate one is mindset. A desperate person believes opportunities are scarce. They think there's only a limited amount of success, so they cling to whatever comes their way. A confident person understands that opportunities are created, not given. They know that their skills, attitude, and persistence can generate results in any situation. They don't panic when one door closes. They start building their own. You can start building this mindset right now. Focus on competence before confidence. Learn your craft. Master your field. The more skilled you become, the more confidence naturally grows. You can't fake preparation. When you know you've done the work, you don't need to beg. You simply show up ready. Preparation gives you quiet assurance that you can deliver no matter what. Don't confuse confidence with noise. Loud doesn't mean strong. Confidence is steady, calm, and grounded. It's not about proving something to others. It's about proving something to yourself. The most powerful people in any room don't need to announce their value. It speaks through their presence, their clarity, and their consistency. To grow your confidence, you have to accept responsibility for your future. Stop waiting for someone to choose you. Choose yourself. Stop waiting for permission to start. Give yourself permission. The moment you do, your energy shifts. You start acting from power instead of from fear. You stop chasing and start building. Confidence is not built overnight. It's a process of earning your own respect through discipline and growth. It's about doing what you said you'd do, even when it's hard. It's about improving a little each day until your belief in yourself becomes unshakable. Once you have that belief, you'll walk into rooms differently. You'll talk differently. You'll carry yourself differently. When you truly know your worth, you'll never chase validation again. You'll stop trying to convince people to see your value. You'll realize that the right people already do, and the wrong ones never will. Confidence frees you from the need to beg, because it reminds you that you already have what it takes to build your own path. So grow your confidence until it becomes your greatest asset. Let it be the reason you walk away from what doesn't serve you and walk toward what challenges you. Build it so strong that when someone says no, you keep moving forward without hesitation. When you reach that level, opportunities won't be something you beg for. They'll be something you attract naturally. Because the world doesn't give power to those who ask for it. It gives it to those who already carry it within.
Number 9, value progress in your mindset more than praise at work. Most people chase praise like it's oxygen. They work hard, stay late, and push themselves to exhaustion. Not for progress, but for recognition. They wait for a compliment, a good job, or a pat on the back to remind them they're doing something right. But when you build your value around praise, you hand over control of your growth. You start measuring your worth by what others say, instead of what you've actually become. The truth is, praise feels good for a moment, but progress in your mindset changes your entire life. There's a deep difference between being praised and being better. Praise feeds your ego. Progress feeds your mind. Praise fades when people stop noticing. Progress stays with you forever. The real question you need to ask yourself isn't, do they see my effort? But am I thinking differently than I did last year? Because growth doesn't come from applause. It comes from awareness. Most people never outgrow their old patterns because they chase approval more than they chase improvement. They want to look successful instead of becoming capable. They try to sound confident instead of actually learning how to think clearly. But mindset growth is what builds long-term success. When your thinking changes, your results follow. When you shift from needing validation to valuing progress, you become unstoppable. Every time you chase praise, you build dependency. You start relying on other people to confirm your value. You start overthinking every decision, wondering how it will be perceived. You stop experimenting because you don't want to make mistakes. That's how growth dies. Praise can motivate, but it can also manipulate. The moment you crave it more than truth, you stop it. Growth in your mindset is quiet. It doesn't need recognition to exist. It happens in the moments when you choose discipline over comfort, when you admit your mistakes instead of hiding them, when you think before reacting. Progress is invisible until it becomes undeniable. It's built through patience, reflection, and self-awareness. You don't need anyone to clap for that. You just need to keep going. Your mindset determines how you handle everything: criticism, stress, success, failure. If your mindset is weak, praise becomes your drug. You'll chase it until you lose yourself. But when your mindset is strong, you don't need external approval to stay motivated. You work for your own standard. You compare yourself to your past, not to someone else's highlight reel. That's what separates those who grow consistently from those who burn out chasing validation. Ask yourself what kind of person you want to be. The one who waits to be noticed, or the one who gets better every single day, whether anyone notices or not. Progress means learning to value feedback more than flattery. It means hearing the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. It means saying, I don't know, without shame, and choosing to learn instead of pretending to already have the answers. That humility is what sharpens your mind. The people who grow the fastest aren't the ones who get the most praise. They're the ones who stay curious. They ask questions. They challenge their assumptions. They reflect after every experience. Praise might make them smile for a moment, but progress makes them stronger for life. You build mindset progress by practicing awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts during the day. Notice how often you worry about how you're perceived. Notice how much time you spend trying to please people instead of improving yourself. That awareness is the first step to change. Once you see the pattern, you can break it. Start celebrating internal victories. Did you handle a difficult conversation better than last time? That's progress. Did you choose patience when you used to react in anger? That's growth. Did you try something new even though you were afraid? That's evolution. You don't need a stage or an audience to validate that. You just need to recognize it and keep building on it. At work, praise can be addictive because it feels like safety. It's a signal that you belong. But relying on praise creates fear. You become scared of losing it. You start avoiding risks because risks don't guarantee approval. And that's when you stop learning. The people who truly grow at work aren't the ones who get constant praise. They're the ones who take feedback, apply it,
and come back stronger. They turn lessons into leverage. Progress in mindset means seeing failure differently. Most people fear mistakes because they think it makes them look bad. But a growth mindset knows that mistakes are teachers. Every time you fail, you get data about what doesn't work. You learn to think critically, to analyze, to adjust. That's how great thinkers and leaders develop. They build mental resilience through repeated learning, not repeated praise. If you want to grow, you have to stop needing constant validation from others. The moment you do, you free yourself. You start working with a clear head, not an anxious heart. You take initiative because you care about mastery, not attention. You stop chasing recognition and start chasing results. And when your results start speaking for you, you realize you never needed praise in the first place. This doesn't mean you ignore encouragement or appreciation. It means you don't depend on it. There's a difference between enjoying praise and needing it. Enjoy it when it comes, but don't let it define your effort. Whether someone acknowledges your progress or not, your responsibility is to keep growing. Growth isn't a performance, it's a commitment. Build habits that strengthen your mindset. Read things that challenge your thinking. Surround yourself with people who push you to grow instead of flatter you. Take time to reflect on your choices and behavior. Ask yourself what you've learned each week, not how much praise you received. When you live like that, you grow steadily and sustainably. You'll notice something interesting when your mindset grows. You'll start seeing praise differently. You won't crave it. You'll understand it. You'll see that sometimes people praise you for fitting in, not for standing out. You'll realize that applause doesn't always mean alignment. Growth might even make you less liked for a while, because people who think differently make others uncomfortable. But in the long run, growth earns respect even when it doesn't earn applause. When you start valuing mindset progress, you build emotional independence. You stop reacting to external noise. You stop tying your mood to how much attention you get. You start operating from purpose. You become the kind of person who can lead, teach, and inspire because you've built strength from within. Praise is temporary, but perspective is permanent. Every day, your goal should be to think clearer, act wiser, and see deeper. That's what mindset progress looks like. It's not about how much recognition you receive, but how much awareness you gain. The best reward for growth isn't applause, it's peace. It's waking up knowing that you're becoming wiser, calmer, and more capable, regardless of who notices. So value progress in your mindset more than praise at work, because the praise might stop, but your growth never has to. The compliments might fade, but your awareness, your wisdom, and your resilience will stay. You can't build a strong life on the unstable ground of other people's opinion. You can only build it on the foundation of your own evolution. When you make that shift, when your measure of success becomes your personal progress instead of external praise, you'll finally be free. You'll no longer need people to tell you you're doing well. You'll know it, you'll feel it, you'll live it. And that quiet confidence is worth more than any applause the world could ever give.
Number 10, make personal growth your full-time commitment and work your side project. Most people treat their jobs like their life's mission and treat their personal growth like an optional hobby. They wake up, rush into work, come home exhausted, and promise themselves that one day they'll work on themselves when they have more time, when life slows down, when things feel easier. But that day never comes. Because personal growth isn't something you fit in when it's convenient. It's something you commit to like your future depends on it. You have to flip the order. Your job should be the side project. Your personal growth should be the main one. You can lose a job in a moment, but you can never lose who you've become. That's why investing in yourself must be your top priority. The world keeps changing. Industries evolve. Companies rise and fall. But your ability to adapt, learn, and grow is what keeps you relevant and powerful. When you make growth your full-time commitment, you stop fearing change. You stop clinging to comfort. You start realizing that the real security isn't in your job, it's in your development. Think about how most people live. They spend 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day building someone else's dream, following someone else's plan, and chasing someone else's targets. Then they go home and spend no time building themselves. That's why they feel stuck. Their energy is spent on survival, not evolution. Their job becomes their identity, and their growth becomes an afterthought.
But the truth is, your job exists to support your growth, not replace it. When you make personal growth your full-time mission, you start living differently. You wake up asking, how can I improve today? Instead of what do I have to get done today, you start looking for lessons in every experience. You use challenges as training, not punishment. You stop waiting for opportunities and start creating them. Growth-minded people turn every situation, even the difficult ones, into practice. They use work as a place to test their mindset, strengthen their patience, and sharpen their skills. That's what it means to work for yourself, even when you work for someone else. You don't need to quit your job to make growth your priority. You just have to change your focus. Your job can be temporary, but your growth is permanent. So use your work as a classroom. Learn from every interaction, every problem, every setback. But never let your job become the limit of your learning. Expand beyond what your role demands. Study leadership even if you're not a manager. Learn communication even if your job doesn't require it. Build confidence, self-discipline, and emotional control, because those are the tools that make you unstoppable in any career. The most successful people don't see themselves as employees. They see themselves as their own personal project. They work on their habits, their focus, their knowledge, and their mindset like it's their main job. The paycheck might come from a company, but the growth comes from within, and that growth is what eventually gives them freedom. Because when you grow enough, you outgrow dependence. You become the kind of person who can create, lead, and adapt anywhere. That's real independence. If your job is your full-time commitment and your growth is your side project, you'll always stay one step behind. You'll keep waiting for the next raise, the next promotion, or the next recognition to feel progress. But when your growth is your main work, you progress every day. No permission required. You stop asking, when will things change for me? And start saying, I'm changing myself. That's the difference between living reactively and living intentionally. Make it a rule to spend part of every day growing. It doesn't have to be complicated. Read something that expands your thinking. Learn a new skill that challenges you. Reflect on your day and find lessons in your mistakes. Growth isn't about perfection. It's about improvement. Every time you invest time in learning, you build equity in yourself. Every time you improve your mindset, you strengthen your future. Your job can be replaced. Your growth cannot. Companies can hire someone else for your role tomorrow, but they can never duplicate your mindset, your wisdom, or your discipline. That's why you should treat your mind like your true career. If you lose your job, your skills and mindset can build enough. But if you lose yourself chasing your job, you lose everything. There's nothing wrong with working hard for your job, but working hard for yourself must come first. Because one day, when the company changes direction or the market shifts, you'll realize that the only consistent investment that ever mattered was the one you made in your own development. You have to ask yourself, am I working harder on myself than I am on my job? If the answer is no, you already know where your real work begins. This mindset shift also changes how you experience work. When growth is your focus, every challenge becomes a lesson. A difficult coworker becomes a chance to practice emotional control. A demanding project becomes a chance to sharpen your problem-solving skills. A failure becomes an opportunity to test your resilience. Work becomes a training ground, not a trap. You stop feeling used by your job because you're using it for something greater to build yourself. When personal growth becomes your full-time commitment, you also stop competing with others. You stop measuring your success by their titles or salaries. You realize that everyone's path is different, and your only competition is who you were yesterday. You start focusing on long-term mastery instead of short-term recognition. You begin to enjoy learning again because you see how every new insight builds your confidence and clarity. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that your career defines you, but the truth is, your growth defines your career. If you keep improving, your opportunities will keep expanding. But if you stop growing, even the best job will eventually feel like a cage. Growth keeps you moving forward when everything else around you stands still. Personal growth is not a hobby. It's survival in a world that changes.